get him. That's it, Carson. Don't helicopter. Go with the shoulder. Set. Ready, go.
The back judge, Cohenberger. We have the change room tonight. David Godwin, Dan Bernier, and Ian Reinbold.
Trips him, tight end over there, Trip!
I think we played okay. There's a lot of good stuff, but there's a lot of bad. Like little things, little assignments, things that will get us when we play a team like Pelham, Timberlane. We have a pretty difficult schedule coming up. Things that we have to fix, because little things like that are going to matter against an opponent that matches us a little bit better than Manchester West did. And I do think that we definitely had some good plays, and there was a good amount of stuff to take out from there, but just we didn't play like we were able to, and I think that's pretty upsetting.
I don't know. I think we could have played a lot better as a team. There's a lot of things we did awful on. There's a lot of things we did good on, but we don't really need to focus on those as much as we need to focus on the stuff that we did bad on. I think it's good to acknowledge the stuff we did good on, but we really need to work on a lot of things if we want to play the championship standard.
Me personally, I definitely think I could have taken some better first steps on the line, but I think also just it's the little things, that's a big focal point for our team, is making sure we have all those just the little things that matter. And I think that when we have games where we have these big gaps in score and we're coming away victorious, I think when all the little things aren't necessarily there, that's that's what we're talking about in film. And like you said, Coach Bauke had said or it might have been we felt like we lost 53-0, and I think it's just because we just hold ourselves to such a high standard and have those massive expectations of ourselves, and when we don't deliver on all of our aspects and aren't firing on all cylinders, then we recognize that and we have to hold ourselves accountable.
be intercepted by Taylor Kimianakis, number 3. We also have a penalty flag on the field.
Defense was flying around and they were hitting people, and we had a lot of hats to the football, which was great. We had some holes in the defense that we got to fix, or some, just some all fixable things, just technique wise, alignment wise, that we can fix and be better at. But no, and anytime you can get everyone in who travels with you is great. You come away, guys played, they competed. The 2s and 3s got a lot of valuable experience, and that's always great at the varsity level.
By a roaming chain complete to Hickman. Hickman taking it into the end zone for a Souhegan touchdown. Plus we have a penalty flag on the field. Cassidy, number 5. And wings. Pass by Romy Hay, number 1, complete to Braden Hickman, number 13.
Said, you would have thought we lost the game based on our film session yesterday with the players. We had three-year starters making mistakes that they shouldn't be doing, and we kind of laid into them a little bit. And I think when you have expectations, not the word, but when you have certain standards that you set for your program and for your players, and when you're not meeting those standards, no matter who you're playing, no matter what position you're playing, no matter what the score is, it's a bit of a letdown.
Obviously, some good and some bad from the game. Obviously we won, so maybe the good outweighed the bad, but some of those things that weren't great, we just need to figure out. We have to find out, like in that film session, we figured out what we did wrong and how we can fix it.
I think that the score doesn't reflect how we really wanted to play that game. We had a lot of mistakes early on that teams that are in a better place than Manchester West are going to totally capitalize on. And in film, we just wanted to get those issues out into the open so we can fix them and prepare for the games and the tougher part of our schedule that we're going to face in the next couple weeks.
There goes that number 9. Taylor Jr., the ball carrier, is Sebastian Aptanis on the tackle, number 48.
They have a lot of room for growth. I think they are a young team, and I think that's going to help them in the future because they're going to be together for so long, and they'll be able to grow socially but also physically and evolve. And I think in a couple of years they'll be a playoff team for sure.
Yeah, they were more athletic than we thought they were going to be. And they had a lot of numbers. I think they had like upwards of 60 kids. And their coaching's pretty good. They did stick around a little bit, and actually, coach keeps saying they're going to be a team in the next few years. So
I mean, they do have a lot of young players. I mean, just beforehand when they were going through the roster, like more than half of their starters were sophomores. And they do have a good coach now, and you can definitely see that the players are definitely like, they have a better attitude when they're playing. They play with a little bit more drive than their coach previously. So I do think if they can keep up the good work that they have going over there in the next couple of years, they're going to be a great program.
I mean, they have a young team, and it showed a little bit. Seemed like they, you can tell when a team is a young team. There's like a little things that you might mess up here and there, but overall, like they're going to be good in the next few years. They have some good athletes. Their coaching staff's great, so it's going to be a team to watch out for.
I think that they had a massive line, obviously much bigger than me, and I could definitely feel that all night. One of their defensive ends, number 56, I think his name was Divine. He had great hustle, like on film all the time we were watching him, and he was just flying to the ball every single play. So I think they all want to play football, and I think they'll be in a really great place in a couple of years.
Again, a knee by Souhegan. Then we'll take the ball back to the 19, and that will be the final play of this game.
They were in the old Division II back in the day with Exeter and Winnacunnet and Dover and those guys and Keene and when we were in the old Division III, and then they were in Division II for 2020 where we played them twice, and in 2021 when they ended up beating Milford in the finals. And no, I think that there's a lot of carryover between what they do. They've changed a little bit offensively, but still run a lot of the same base plays. And then defensively, they're doing a lot of the same technique and a lot of the same structure that they were back then. So having played them in 2020 and, just knowing, that Coach Fitz does a great job over there with those players and maximizes everything they got. And, we know what we're going to get from Timberlane kids. I'm sure there's a bunch of wrestlers that play for them too. And, they're just going to be tough and run around with the football. And, I think having seen them in 2020, there's a lot of parallels between what they did then and what they do now. So it is certainly helpful. But again, none of those players are probably playing anymore. They all graduated, so just a little bit different. But no, we're excited. It's a great opportunity for our players. And when it came down to fill in a void for Lebanon, it was either, hey, we're either looking into a different division or out of state. And our players were like, yep, if we can play a Division I team, that would be awesome. And Timberlane's it's a great matchup for us, and it's going to be a great football game.
I think it's a great opportunity to play up and just be able to have some good competition. I think for us, it's kind of just another game for us. We want to treat every opponent the same, no matter the score, no matter your position. But I think it's a great opportunity for us, and I'm really excited for it.
Playing a team like them is going to be different because we, like you said, we don't play them very often since it's a different division. But we have film on them, so we know who their kids are. We know what they run. We know their defense. So it's just another week for us. It's just going over film, seeing what they do, and seeing how we can attack that.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup. I think it's a tremendous opportunity for us. And I don't think it counts on our regular our schedule. Yeah, it doesn't. But I know we're sure as hell gonna take it like it counts and definitely make the most of this opportunity because they're a great football program, and this is gonna be able to give us a look what maybe we'll playing 4 quarters, and I think it's gonna be a good testament to our abilities.
It's wicked exciting, and especially these last 3 games haven't been that much of a test for us when it comes to just offense and defense and special teams. So being able to get matched up with an opponent that is probably a little bit more of our caliber, I think is going to be wicked exciting. They bring a lot to the table. They have good size up front, and they have a lot of good players when it comes to skill. So it'll be fun to match up against them and finally get to hopefully play a whole game and just see how we can compete against a Division I team.
I think it's going to be our first real game of the season, and that's really important. I know before the season started, Coach asked us whether we wanted to take a game during the bye week or just keep the bye week, and all the seniors chose to take the game because we knew that we need to prepare for the better teams like Pelham, and the only way we're going to do that is if we play a D1 team.
Their physicality. I guess you could say that D1 teams they're always you think they're gonna be more physical, but at the end of the day, I think we just have to overcome the fact that they're guys just like us, and they're gonna play, and we're gonna play.
They're a good football team. We're gonna have to go in there and play a good game to be able to beat them.
I think there's like two sides to that. I think it is exciting and will be like a fresh look for us, but also it's like, are we going to be able to prepare enough and like based on the film we have, and it'll be interesting for sure.
I think they got a couple dynamic backs, and they got some great skill players. And while they might not be as experienced up front, they're still talented and they're still physical and get after it. So I think containing the backs and not giving up big plays, and some coach speak, but stopping the run, not giving up big plays, being opportunistic on defense, and offensively just taking what they give us. If we can, they get a dynamic nose guard, really good linebacker, some good outside backers that can run. So the more we can, I think, take advantage of what they give us and be patient. We'll have to be patient. We're gonna have to earn it. They're a good defense that flies around. So we certainly have to run the ball effectively and stay on schedule and protect the football. And again, some coach speak there, but. Yeah, it's a great challenge for our players.
It's completely different from our week-to-week process that we go through when it comes to preparation for a team. But I feel like we know a little bit about them. Like we have film, we have some things that we can get on them, but I think for us it's going to be more of just like a test to see how we can react in game against a good team like that. I mean, because we're not always going to know like the whole deal on the team. So I feel like we don't know too much, but I feel like we should be well prepared enough to the point where we should be able to compete with them still. And I think that a lot of that comes after like a drive or two. We'll be able to make in-game adjustments, and that's really where the big changes are going to be there.
We play to impress. Like we like to, like there's people there watching us, so we better go put on a show. Like our team, we're good in the moment. Like we practice all week with music playing, so that we're like ready for when it's loud on that Friday night. So we're pretty prepared to play in front of a lot of people, and I think we do pretty well at it.
We're no stranger to those crowds. Like, obviously we have our Cause for a Cause game. That brings a lot of people out, and we were in the championship last year. So I think for guys that are returning, it's just another added motivator. Because, the crowd reactions will always get you going. Whether it's a big play on their part or a big play on our part, it always just adds that extra fire to your play.
I know they're not the best D1 team in the division, but I think being around that atmosphere, the D1 atmosphere, is going to really help us prepare us.
Focus as much as we can on a game and stay locked in, but definitely, that aspect of having a big crowd 100% affects us and our energy, and we feed off that. And I think this will be very interesting. It's difficult to phrase, but I think our players will take it well, and it'll be a positive change in environment.
Absolutely, and I think a great, that's what it's probably going to be like when we go to Pelham in a couple weeks, and when we, I've never been to Hanover, so that could be the same when we go up there. But no, that's what high school football is all about for Friday nights, and packed crowd, and even when you're playing away, like that they got the band going, they got the fans screaming and yelling, and that's what you're smelling the glizzies and the cheesers and the concession stand, like that's what it's all about. So it's just so much fun playing high school football, and our kids don't take that for granted.